Hello everybody, my name is Brandon with Silverback MMA. So for this week's video blog, we are going to be looking at a basic punch combination. Probably the most basic is a 1, 2, 3. 1 is simply our lead jab. A 2 is our right cross or our rear hand cross, and then our lead hook. We're just going to call it 1, 2, 3. So again, we got this 1, 2, 3. Okay, super basic. Now we got that down. We're going to look at how do we make that a very powerful combination. How do we make those punches? How do we give them power? There's a lot of other benefits to this. Right now we're just focused on how we're going to get some hard shots thrown when we're throwing our combinations. So the principle, again, like I've talked about, is that we like to look at techniques, and then, okay, so that's our 1, 2, 3. Now the principle that underlies how we're going to work to get our power is, I'm going to just call it hips. And basically what it says is that all good movement, if we want to add power to our punches, needs to initiate in our hips. In Tai Chi, they call it the lower dantian. It's kind of where our energy is said to be stored. But basically in that hip solar plex area. And we want our movement to initiate there and then to radiate out to our extremities. What I typically see with people when they're off, when they first start to learn as well, is they initiate the movement up where we're interacting with the world. In this case, we're throwing punches, we're making contact with the focus mitts, we're looking with our eyes at our target, and we tend to initiate things up in here. We get tense in our shoulders, in our chest, in our arms, our elbows flare, and we're tense right in here, and our lower body's not really involved. It typically looks like that. My lower body not moving a lot, and my upper body doing all the work. Okay, so what we're going to do, and something I'll just throw in there as well, is that there's something said, I've heard it said, that where our focus goes, we bring alive. So whatever we're focusing on, we tend to bring alive. And in this case, what we're going to do is we want to bring our hips alive. So that means we need to focus, keep our awareness on our hips as we're throwing punches, even as our arms are going out, even as our arms are making contact with a focus mitt, a training partner or anything like that. We need to keep that awareness in our hips so that movement, all of our movement, in this case our 1, 2, 3, is initiating from our hips. So a drill to help do that, we're going to simply take away our arms. And we're going to throw, in our mind's eye, we're seeing the punches, this 1, 2, 3 combination being thrown. And we're feeling our hips. We're feeling this motion. Say I'm throwing my 1. I'm feeling that, example right here, I'm feeling that coming from my hips. So I'm here in my stance, I spring forward, I'm seeing my jab, my number 1 punch, go out, and I'm feeling that initiation come from my hips. I want to do the 1, 2. I'm feeling my jab, and then my 2 come with my hip there. What I call squashing the bug. Make sure you get a good hip turn, leaning the weight a little bit, but mainly is just feeling the hips, feeling that punch coming from my hips. When I add the 3, going to the 1, 2, 3, I got my 1, 2, and my 3. Again, everything coming from the hips. The rest of the body, my shoulders will follow my hips, and my arms will follow my shoulders. So again, from here, 1, 2, 3, looking at you here, 1, 2, 3. Again, coming from the hips. And then feeling the hips, so we can bring those alive. We'll add the arms back. Start with the 1. Okay. Initiating from the hips, letting that number 1 punch just come out as a result of my hips. Adding the 1, 2. My hips throwing these punches. Adding the 1, 2, 3. So coming from my hips. And then again, it just becomes a bigger challenge to that when we start to make contact with something. Once we do, it's going to draw our attention more to our hand making contact with the bag, and it's going to have a tendency to pull us forward, get tense in the upper body. So work on, again, keep that awareness in our hips as we're making contact with the bag. Make sure you hit the bag as well. So from here, making sure if you start to lose that and start to get upper body leaning forward, tense in the upper body, go back, just the shadow boxing. Get that back, leading from the hips. If I've lost it even beyond that, go back to no arms. Throwing my 1, 2, 3 with my hips. Okay? So, principle, hips. Put your attention in your hips, bring them alive, because your power, if you want to throw powerful punches, a powerful 1, 2, 3, you need to have that coming from your hips. So put the awareness there. Try that drill of throwing your 1, 2, 3 with no arms, just leading with your hips. All right? So please, any comments, any feedback, you can leave below. My name is Brandon from Silverback MMA. Thank you.